She posted, "Finally free from that loser." After our breakup, I commented, "Same." Then tagged her in the security footage of her cheating. Her new boyfriend saw it first. I, 27 male, had been with Brooke, 26, for 3 years. We lived together in my apartment for the last year and a half. 2 weeks ago, she broke up with me out of nowhere, claiming we'd grown apart and she needed to find herself. Classic breakup speech, right? I was devastated, but accepted it. Asked her to move out. Within the week, since the lease was in my name, she packed up while I was at work, left her key on the counter with a sticky note that said, "Thanks for the memories." I thought that was the end of it. Then yesterday happened. I'm scrolling through Instagram during lunch when I see her post. Picture of her with some dude. Caption reading, "Finally free from that loser." Can't believe I wasted 3 years on someone so boring and pathetic. Upgrade achieved. #new beginnings. Actually happy. No more dead weight. The comments were brutal. Her friends piling on about how I was never good enough and how she deserved better. Her mom even commented, "So glad you finally saw the light, honey." I sat there, sandwich halfway to my mouth, just processing. The thing is, I'd already moved on mentally. Sure, it stung, but I wasn't going to engage with that petty nonsense. Then I remembered something. See, I work in IT security. After some break-ins in our building last year, I'd installed a small camera system in our apartment. Completely legal. She knew about it, even helped me position one near the door. What she didn't know was that the system auto-backed up to the cloud for 30 days. Curious, I logged into the system during my break, started scrolling back through the footage from the past month. And holy hell. Multiple instances of her bringing that same guy from her Instagram post to our apartment while I was at work. The timestamps showed this had been going on for at least 6 weeks before our breakup. One particularly clear video from 3 weeks ago showed them making out on our couch, her saying, "Nate's such an idiot, he has no idea." But here's the kicker. In another clip from last month, they're in our kitchen and she's on the phone with someone, saying, "Yeah, Mom, I'm waiting until after Nate pays for my car repairs to dump him." Another few weeks max. My car repair payment for her Honda? $2,200, paid in full the week before she left. I downloaded everything. 12 separate incidents, all date and time stamped. The quality was good enough to see faces clearly. Now, I could have been mature about it, could have just kept quiet and moved on. But that Instagram post calling me pathetic, the comments from people I'd cooked dinner for? Nah, I commented on her post. "Same here, finally free." Then I tagged her in a new post of my own, the security footage compilation, all 12 clips edited together with timestamps visible. Caption, "When you realize the loser had receipts the whole time. BW Brooke, you left some stuff here, your dignity, for example." The first person to see it? Her new boyfriend, Derek. He was tagged too. Within minutes, my phone exploded. Brooke calling, texting, leaving voicemails. I didn't answer any of it, but I did watch the chaos unfold on social media. Derek commented, "WTF is this?" Then, "You told me you broke up with him months ago." Then he was gone. Untagged himself, unfollowed her, relationship status back to single. Brooke's friends who'd been trashing me? Deleting their comments real quick. Her post went from 200 plus likes to 43 in an hour. The best part was her mom's reaction. She commented on my post, "Brooke Ann Fletcher, call me now." Then Brooke tried damage control. Posted some word salad about toxic exes trying to ruin her happiness, and how I was violating her privacy. Girl, you brought another man into my apartment that I was paying for. My buddy Ryan screenshot her original post before she dirty deleted it. By evening it was spreading through our mutual friend groups. Turns out Derek was someone she'd met at her gym, and told everyone there that she'd been single for months. His ex-girlfriend reached out to me laughing, saying he'd cheated on her with Brooke, but karma got him quick. I'm sitting here now, phone on silent, bourbon in hand, watching 3 years of manipulation unravel in real time. Sometimes the high road is overrated. Update 1. Woke up to 47 missed, actually 62 missed calls. 28 from Brooke, 11 from her mom Diane, 6 from her best friend Qley, and the rest from numbers I didn't recognize. Plus enough texts to write a novel. The highlights: Brooke, take it down now or I'm calling the police. Also Brooke, please, I'm begging you, Derek won't talk to me. Also, Brooke, you're ruining my life over nothing. Still, I'll pay you back for the car repairs. Desperately. Can we talk? I made a mistake. Diane, her mom, you need to be the bigger person here. Also, Diane, this is harassment. My daughter is crying. Plot twist. Diane, I didn't raise her like this. I'm sorry, Nate, but the best messages came from Derek. Apparently, my man did some digging after seeing the videos. Bro, I had no idea. She said you were abusive and she'd been single since January. She's been using my credit card for stuff she said was for our future. Just found out she's been texting her ex Trevor too. We're done. Can I buy you a beer? I feel like an asshole. I actually felt bad for Derek. We'd never met, but getting played sucks no matter who you are. Told him no hard feelings, he didn't know. Then things got interesting. Qley showed up at my apartment at 9 a.m. I answered through the doorbell camera. Nate, please. Brooke's having a breakdown. She hasn't stopped crying. And she needs you to take the video down. It's humiliating. Qley, she called me pathetic and boring to hundreds of people. She cheated for at least 6 weeks. She used me for money. Where's the sympathy for my humiliation? That's different. You're a guy, you can handle it. I just laughed and stopped responding. She stood there for another 10 minutes before leaving. Around noon, Brooke tried a new strategy. She made a TikTok. Oh yeah, she went there, crying with no makeup, talking about how her narcissistic ex was trying to destroy her because he couldn't handle rejection. How I was a controlling man who monitored her every move with cameras. Problem is, one of my coworkers, Janet, is TikTok famous-ish, like 100K followers. She saw Brooke's video and responded with her own, including screenshots of Brooke's original loser post and a brief explanation of what actually happened. Janet's video got 10x the views in an hour. The comments on Brooke's TikTok were not what she expected. Girl, you cheated and got caught. Take the L. Imagine calling someone pathetic then crying when they defend themselves. Not the consequences of my own actions. She deleted it within 2 hours. But wait, there's more. Update 2. Y'all are not ready for how this escalated. So Brooke's dad, Roger, called me. Now Roger's always been cool. We used to watch football together and he'd privately apologize for some of Brooke's behavior before. Dude sounded tired. Nate, I'm not calling to defend her. I saw the videos, I'm disgusted. But Diane is making my life hell, and Brooke won't stop wailing. What would it take for you to remove the post? Roger, I'm not trying to be difficult, but she publicly humiliated me first. She called me pathetic. She used me. I'm just telling the truth. He sighed. I know, kid. I know. Let me ask you something. Did she ever pay you back for that weekend trip to Miami last year? The one for her friend's bachelorette party? No. She said she would, but won $1,800, right? I saw the charge on your statement when you guys were showing me something on your laptop. How about the MacBook you bought her for Christmas? Roger, I'm sending you $5,000, not as a bribe, as an apology from a father who apparently raised an entitled brat. Do whatever you want with the post. Before I could protest, he hung up. The money hit my Venmo an hour later with a note. For the bullshit, Roger. I didn't take the post down. That afternoon, Derek reached out again. We actually met for that beer. Turns out, Brooke had been playing him worse than me. She'd told him she was a marketing director at some tech startup. Reality? She's a part-time social media coordinator at a vitamin shop. Told him her family had money. Reality? They're middle class like everyone else. The apartment she claimed was her friend's place where she was temporarily staying? That was her parents' basement. Derek showed me their texts. She'd been planning their future together, talking about marriage, kids, the works. While she was living with me, the dude looked broken. She said you were abusive, he told me over his third beer. Said you monitored her every move, wouldn't let her see friends, controlled her money. Bro, she went to Miami for a trip on my dime. She had full access to everything. I barely knew where she was half the time. She played us both. We actually ended up having a decent time. Turns out we both like the same football team. Weird how things work out. That night, the plot thickened. Brooke's ex before me, Trevor, slid into my DMs with receipts. Yo, saw your post. Not surprised. She did the same thing to me 3 years ago. Look at this. He sent me screenshots from when they dated. Identical pattern. She'd cheated on him with me, though I had no idea she was with someone. She'd told me she'd been single for months when we met. The messages showed her trash-talking Trevor to her friends while setting up dates with me. She called me pathetic too when I caught her. Posted about it and everything. I just didn't have video proof like you. I asked if I could share his screenshots. He said, go for it. So I made update post number 2, since she wants to talk about patterns. The Trevor receipts went live at 9 p.m. By 10 p.m., Brooke had gone full nuclear. Update 3. Brooke showed up at my work. Yeah, she went there. Security called me down to the lobby. There she was, mascara running, holding a box of what I assume were supposed to be apology cookies. The security guard, Jerome, was trying not to laugh. Sir, this young lady says she needs to speak with you urgently. Nate, please. 5 minutes, that's all I'm asking. I looked at Jerome. Can you stay here? As a witness? He nodded, pulled out his phone, definitely started recording. Brooke, you have 2 minutes. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I called you names. I'm sorry about Derek, but you're destroying my life. I lost my job. Wait, what? My manager saw everything. She said I created a hostile social media presence that reflects badly on the company. That vitamin shop she worked at? Turns out they have a social media policy. And publicly calling someone pathetic and boring, then getting exposed as a cheater, violates their values of integrity and respect. That's not my fault, Brooke. You posted first. But you didn't have to respond. You could have been the bigger person. Like when you were the bigger person by cheating on me for 6 weeks? She actually threw the cookies at me. Jerome stepped in. Ma'am, you need to leave before I call the police. This isn't over, Nate. You'll regret this. Cool. Jerome, can you email me that recording? She stormed out. Jerome sent me the video within minutes. That was better than reality TV, he said. But she wasn't done. Oh no. That evening, I got a call from my landlord. Brooke had contacted him, claiming she was still a tenant and I'd illegally evicted her. She wanted back in. Thank God I'd been smart about documentation. Sent him the proof that she'd moved out voluntarily, left her key, and was never on the lease. He laughed it off and warned me she sounded unhinged. Then came the messages from random numbers. Brooke had apparently recruited her cousin Destiny and some other friends to harass me. You're a small dick energy loser who can't handle rejection. Brooke deserves better than your petty ass. Real men don't seek revenge. I didn't respond to any of them, but I did post the security footage of her throwing cookies at me at work with the caption, "Update, she seems to be handling the breakup well." The comments were golden, not the cookies. Jerome deserves a raise. She really thought baked goods would fix this? Then Derek commented, those are store-bought cookies, BW. She told me she was a great baker, but I never saw her cook anything. Even Roger liked that comment, but the real tea came from an unexpected source. Final update. Remember Qley, Brooke's best friend? She DM'd me last night. I need to tell you something. Apparently, Brooke had been planning this for months, not just the cheating, but the whole humiliate Nate publicly exit strategy. Qley had screenshots of their group chat where Brooke laid out her plan. 1. Find a new guy with more money, Derek. 2. Use me for expenses until Derek was locked in. 3. Break up suddenly to maximize emotional damage. 4. Post publicly about how terrible I was to control the narrative. 5. Play victim if I retaliated. Brooke's message from 2 months ago. Nate's so predictable, he'll probably just cry and accept it. Boring men always do. Another message. Derek's taking me to Turks and Caicos next month. Still gonna make Nate pay for my car first, though. Qley was sending me these because Brooke had turned on her too. When Qley suggested maybe publicly humiliating me was too much, Brooke had called her jealous and bitter in their friend group chat. She's not who I thought she was, Qley wrote. I'm sorry for my part in this. I posted the screenshots with one final update. When you plan to humiliate someone for months, but forget that receipts work both ways, I'm done now, moving on to better things. The response was swift and brutal. Derek's ex-girlfriend commented, she did all this planning, and Derek still left her for a bartender at Buffalo Wild Wings. Wait, what? Turns out Derek had already rebounded with someone new. Posted a story with a girl named Cassidy last night. Brooke had been bombing his phone begging for another chance while he was literally on a date. Roger texted me, I showed Diane everything. We're getting her therapy. This is not the daughter we raised. I'm sorry, son. Even Trevor chimed in. Bro, we started a support group. You, me, and Derek, survivors of Hurricane Brooke. This morning, I woke up to one last message from Brooke. A long rambling email about how I'd ruined her life over nothing and how she'd never forgive me for exposing her private moments. I didn't reply, but I did forward it to her dad with a note. You might want to accelerate that therapy. The best part? My original "same here" finally free comment now has more likes than her deleted post ever did. Life's actually pretty good now. That $5,000 from Roger? I used part of it to take a solo trip to the mountains this weekend. Posted some hiking photos. Living my best life. Derek and I are weirdly becoming friends. We game online sometimes. He's dating Cassidy the bartender. She seems cool and thinks the whole situation is hilarious. Trevor started dating someone new too. She reached out to both Derek and me for a background check on Brooke after finding out Trevor's ex was her friend. We told her everything. She thanked us and said Brooke was already blocked. Brooke's still posting cryptic quotes about rising above the haters and knowing your worth. Each post gets fewer likes than the last. Her comment sections are turned off now. Qley and I actually grabbed coffee yesterday. Not romantically, just two people bonding over realizing someone we trusted was toxic. She told me Brooke's been begging everyone for money since she lost her job. Even made a GoFundMe, claiming she was a victim of cyber harassment. It raised $73, all from her mom. The vitamin shop apparently hired someone new already. The new girl follows me on Instagram and likes all my posts, which is kind of funny. My coworker Janet's TikTok about the situation hit 1 million views. She offered to make me TikTok famous. I declined. I've had enough internet drama for a lifetime. Jerome the security guard asks me for updates every morning. He says it's better than his soap operas. Started calling me Cookie Man. Looking back, the signs were all there. The way she'd trash her ex, how she always needed money but never seemed to work full hours. The constant need for validation on social media. How she'd get angry when I didn't react to her provocations the way she expected. But you know what? I'm grateful it happened this way. If she hadn't posted that loser comment, I might never have looked at the security footage. Might never have known the truth. Would have spent months wondering what I did wrong. Instead, I got to watch karma work in real time, and made some unexpected friends in the process. To everyone asking if I regret posting the videos, nope. She attempted to publicly humiliate someone she'd been deceiving for months. She got exactly what she deserved, the truth, served cold. The security system? Still installed. Still recording. Because you never know when receipts might come in handy. And Brooke, since I know you're reading this, Qley told me you check my profiles daily. That offer to return your dignity still stands. But you might want to check if you ever had it in the first place. Peace out. I'm going hiking again this weekend, living that pathetic life she saved me from. Edit. Stop asking for the security footage, not sharing it beyond what was needed to make my point. I'm not trying to go viral, just wanted to clear my name. Edit 2. To the 3 people who found Brooke's GoFundMe and donated $1.01 with comments like, "For the cookies," and "Here's your dignity fund. Y'all are wrong for that." Funny though. Edit 3. Derek just texted me. Brooke made a fake profile to message Cassidy claiming Derek cheated with her last week. Cassidy immediately knew it was BS because she and Derek were at her family's house out of state last week. Brooke used a photo from 2 months ago as proof. The desperation is real. She posted, "Finally free from toxic men," after ending things via text. I liked the post and added, "Congratulations." Then I tagged her boss, her pastor, and her conservative parents. Her frantic DMs started rolling in when she realized what photo was still on her profile. I, 39 male, got dumped via text message 3 weeks ago by Monica, 35, after 2.5 years together. No warning, no conversation, just a text at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday while I was at work. This isn't working anymore. I need to focus on myself and my spiritual journey. Please don't contact me. I've already blocked your number after sending this. That was it. 2.5 years, and she couldn't even have a conversation. I'd helped her through her bankruptcy, supported her when she started her wellness coaching business, even paid for her certification courses. But sure, A text was appropriate. The kicker? I found out through mutual friends that she'd been seeing someone else for 3 months. Some guy named Trevor from her Healing Circle meditation group. The same group she told me was women only when I asked to join. But I kept my mouth shut, didn't blast her on social media, didn't tell anyone except my brother. Just focused on work and tried to move on like an adult. Then yesterday happened. Monica posted this long, dramatic status on Facebook. Finally free from toxic men and their suffocating energy. No more walking on eggshells, no more dimming my light to make insecure men comfortable. The universe has shown me what real, divine masculine energy looks like, and I'm never settling for less again. Here's to new beginnings and authentic connections. Toxic masculinity, spiritual awakening, know your worth. Attached was a photo of her and Trevor at some beach, doing yoga poses. Now, I'm not typically petty, but something about being called toxic after everything I'd done just flipped a switch, so I commented, "Congratulations on your new journey." Simple, right? Except I also tagged a few people. Her boss at the insurance company where she works. Pastor Williams from the church her very conservative parents attend, where she's supposedly still a member. Her parents. Her sister Catherine, who's married to a cop and has zero tolerance for cheaters. The thing is, Monica forgot one crucial detail. Her profile picture from 2 months ago was still visible in her photos. The one from Trevor's house party where she's doing body shots off him, wearing basically nothing, with a caption about exploring tantric connections. Yeah, that photo. The one she posted when she told me she was at a women's empowerment retreat. The DMs started within minutes. Update 1. Holy crap, I didn't expect it to blow up this fast. First, let me address the people saying I went too far. She publicly called me toxic and tried to paint me as an abuser. I just helped some relevant people see her post, that's all. So Monica noticed the tags about an hour after I commented. The DMs were incredible. What did you do? Take it down now. This is harassment, I'll call the police. You vindictive piece of shit. Please, please, please delete the comment, my mom is freaking out. I didn't respond, just watched the chaos unfold. Her sister Catherine was the first to engage publicly. She commented under the yoga photo, "Interesting. Wasn't this taken when you were supposedly helping me with wedding planning? And isn't that the guy from your women-only meditation group?" Monica deleted the post, but it was too late. Screenshots were already circulating. Her mom, Diane, called me. This woman hadn't spoken to me in 2 years because Monica told her I was spiritually incompatible with their family values. "Daniel, what's this about Monica and some man? She's saying you're spreading lies?" "Mrs. Morrison, I just congratulated her on her new relationship. She's the one who posted about it. But she said she's been single since you two broke up last month. We broke up 3 weeks ago, via text, after she'd been seeing Trevor for 3 months. Silence. Then, that little, "Thank you for letting me know, Daniel." The best part? Monica's boss, Janet, saw the tagged post during lunch. Janet is a 58-year-old former Marine who runs the insurance office like a military operation. She has opinions about professionalism and social media conduct. Monica tried to call in sick today. Janet told her she needed to come in for a discussion about professional boundaries and social media policies. But wait, it gets better. Pastor Williams doesn't do social media, but his wife Helen does. She saw the tag, looked at Monica's profile, found the body shots photo, and apparently printed it out. Printed it out. According to Catherine, who's been feeding me updates because she's pissed about being lied to, their parents got called into a meeting with church leadership about Monica's concerning online presence and whether she should still be teaching Sunday school. Monica's now scrambling, trying to do damage control. She posted a new status about how toxic exes will try to sabotage your growth, and how I'm weaponizing her spirituality against her. Trevor commented, "Stay strong, goddess. Weak men can't handle divine feminine power." I responded, "Trevor, didn't you tell your wife the same thing? How's the divorce going?" "Yeah, I did my research. Dude's still married." Monica deleted that post too. Update 2. The entitlement has reached astronomical levels. Monica showed up at my apartment yesterday at 7 a.m. Not to apologize, oh no, to demand that I fix this situation. She was in full victim mode, designer sunglasses, workout clothes that cost more than my monthly grocery bill, holding a green juice that probably cost $18. "You've ruined my life," she screeched. "I commented on your post, that's all. You knew what would happen. My parents are threatening to cut me off. The church wants me to attend purity counseling." "Purity counseling, Daniel? Sounds like a you problem." She literally stomped her foot. A 35-year-old woman stomped her foot like a toddler. "You have to tell them it's all a misunderstanding. Tell them Trevor and I are just friends. Tell them you edited that photo." "The photo you posted? From 2 months ago, when we were still together?" Her face went red. That's not the point. The point is you're destroying my reputation out of jealousy. Monica, you called me toxic, publicly, after cheating on me for months. I never said your name. No one would have known it was about you. The woman who posted couple photos of us for 2 years thinks no one would know her toxic ex post was about me. The delusion. "Fix this, or I'll sue you for defamation," she threatened. "Good luck with that. I'd love to show a judge the timeline of your posts and when you started screwing Trevor." She threw her $18 juice at my door and stormed off. My neighbor, Mrs. Chen, 82 years old, zero filter, was watching from her doorway. "That the cheater?" she asked. "Yeah." "Good riddance. She seemed high maintenance anyway." Later that day I got a call from Trevor. "Trevor, bro, we need to talk. We really don't. Look, what happened between Monica and me is between us. You dragging my wife into this is messed up." "I didn't contact your wife, Trevor. Your public profile did that. You commented about my divorce. Public information. Your wife filed 2 months ago. Adultery, right?" He hung up, but the peak entitlement came from Monica's mom, Diane. She called demanding I attend a family meeting to resolve this situation properly. "Daniel, you're being unnecessarily vindictive. Monica made a mistake, but airing family business publicly is unacceptable." "With all due respect, Mrs. Morrison, Monica aired it publicly first. I just made sure the right people saw it. You've humiliated our entire family. What will people at church think?" "Maybe they'll think you raised a cheater who lies to everyone," she gasped. "How dare you?" "How dare I what? Tell the truth. We welcomed you into our home. And then told me I wasn't good enough for your daughter when she started her spiritual journey. Remember that?" Silence. "This conversation is over, Daniel. But this isn't. We'll be pursuing legal action." "Cool. My lawyer would love to see Monica's text calling me toxic after committing adultery. Very Christian of her." She hung up. Update 3. The consequences are rolling in, and Monica's response has been to double, triple, and quadruple down on crazy. First, the job situation. Janet called Monica in for that meeting. According to a coworker who reached out to me, we'd met at a company party. It didn't go well. Monica apparently tried to claim I was cyber-stalking her and that she needed time off for her mental health. Janet pulled up Monica's social media on the conference room screen and went through post by post. The body shots, the toxic men post, the various thirst traps she'd posted during work hours, the time she'd called in sick but posted beach photos. Monica got a final warning. Any more social media drama involving the company and she's gone. She also got her social media privileges revoked at work. They blocked everything on her computer. The church situation imploded even worse. Pastor William's wife, Helen, turned into a one-woman investigation unit. She found everything. The tantric workshop photos, the sacred sensuality posts, the fact that Monica had been charging people for spiritual healing sessions that were basically her doing tarot readings in lingerie on OnlyFans Lite. Monica got removed from teaching Sunday school and strongly encouraged to attend a 3-month restoration program for people who've strayed from the path. Her parents? They didn't cut her off entirely, but they did cancel paying for her apartment. The one she'd convinced them was necessary for her safety after leaving her toxic relationship. But here's where Monica went full nuclear. She created a GoFundMe. I'm not kidding. The title was "Help a Spiritual Warrior Recover from Narcissistic Abuse." The description was a masterpiece of delusion. My ex-boyfriend has systematically destroyed my life after I found the courage to leave his toxic influence. He's turned my family against me, sabotaged my career, and damaged my reputation in my spiritual community. I'm now facing homelessness and job loss because I chose to follow my authentic path. Please please help a survivor rebuild her life. Goal, $30,000. She shared it everywhere. Tagged mutual friends, old classmates, everyone. My brother called me laughing. Dude, did you see this? She's really trying to crowdfund her breakup. I didn't even have to respond. The comment section did it for me. Catherine, her sister, Monica, this is insane. You cheated on Daniel for 3 months. Stop lying. Janet, her boss, this is highly inappropriate. See me Monday morning. Helen, pastor's wife, this is bearing false witness. I'm deeply disappointed. Even better, Trevor's wife commented, interesting. My divorce filing says my husband spent $8,000 on spiritual retreats with you. Maybe ask him for money? The GoFundMe got reported and taken down within 6 hours. Monica's response? She went live on Instagram crying about the patriarchy silencing divine feminine voices and how everyone was enslaved by traditional religious programming. Her dad texted me, Daniel, I'm sorry. We didn't raise her to be like this. Thank you for opening our eyes. Plot twist. Trevor ghosted her, completely disappeared, blocked her on everything, moved out of his apartment. He was getting divorced anyway, and according to his LinkedIn, took a job 3 states away. Monica tried to show up at his gym, his favorite coffee shop, even staked out his mom's house. His mom called the cops. Update 4. Just when I thought Monica had hit rock bottom, she pulled out an industrial drill and kept digging. She joined a Warrior Goddess Healing Circle, $500 a month membership, and decided the real problem was that she hadn't fully activated her divine feminine rage. This manifested in her creating a TikTok account where she posted daily videos about surviving narcissistic abuse and reclaiming your power from toxic masculinity. She never used my name, but she'd drop enough details that anyone who knew us would know exactly who she meant. My ex was so threatened by my spiritual growth that when I finally left, he tried to destroy me financially and socially. Toxic men will weaponize your own family against you when you choose yourself. The patriarchy supports abusers. That's why my ex still has his job while I'm being persecuted. The videos were getting thousands of views. She was building a whole following of women cheering her on, calling me trash, sharing their own toxic ex stories. I stayed quiet until she made a crucial mistake. In one video, she mentioned specific dates and showed receipts, screenshots of our old texts that she'd edited. But she's not tech-savvy and didn't realize the metadata was still visible. My buddy Craig works in IT and helped me extract the original conversations, the ones where she was texting Trevor while telling me she was at her mom's, the ones where she was planning a weekend getaway with him while I was paying for her car repairs. I didn't post them publicly. Instead, I sent them to Catherine with a simple message, in case she tries to claim these are fake. Catherine went nuclear. She created her own TikTok response. This is my sister Monica. She's claiming to be an abuse victim. Here's the truth. And she laid it all out. The cheating, the lies, the fact that Daniel, she used my name, had paid for her certifications, supported her through bankruptcy, never once raised his voice or hand to her. She ended with, stop believing every woman who cries abuse. Some of them are just mad they got caught. The video got 2 million views in 48 hours. Monica tried to get it taken down for harassment, but Catherine had receipts for everything. Screenshots, timelines, even a recording of Monica laughing about how clueless I was about Trevor. The Warrior Goddess Healing Circle kicked Monica out for bringing negative energy to the sacred space. Her new TikTok followers turned on her fast. The comments went from "Yes, Queen" to "You're the toxic one" overnight. But Monica still wouldn't stop. She showed up at my work, with printed screenshots of my harassment, my single Facebook comment, and the Trevor divorce reply. She marched up to reception and demanded to speak to my manager about my cyber terrorism. Thank God I work in IT, and my boss Marcus is the most chill dude ever. He looked at her and said, "Ma'am, commenting on a public post isn't harassment. However, you showing up at his workplace is. Security?" She got escorted out screaming about lawsuits and knowing her rights. Then came the letters from a lawyer. Not a real lawyer, some guy she found on Craigslist who said he was a legal consultant. He sent this terribly written cease and desist that included gems like, My client has suffered egregious emotional damages to the sum of precisely $50,000. You must immediately cease all defamatory actions, including but not limited to existing. Failure to comply will result in legal ramifications of the highest order of magnitude. My actual lawyer friend looked at it and said, "This might be the dumbest thing I've ever read. Frame it." So I did. Update 5. Monica's final meltdown was spectacular. Unable to accept that her narrative wasn't working, she decided the problem was that she hadn't gone big enough. She planned a healing ceremony in the park, where we'd had our first date, invited all her remaining followers, about 12 people, and live-streamed it. The ceremony involved burning sage, chanting about releasing toxic energy, and, I kid you not, burning printed photos of me while reading poetry about reclaiming her power. 2 problems. 1. You need a permit for public gatherings and open flames in the park. 2. One of the photos she burned was actually of me and my cousin, who's a sheriff's deputy. My cousin Derek saw the live stream, Catherine sent it to everyone, and decided to stop by the park, on patrol. Monica was in the middle of a dramatic speech about Phoenix rising from patriarchal ashes when Derek showed up. "Ma'am, do you have a permit for this? This is a spiritual ceremony. You can't oppress my religious freedom." "Ma'am, you're burning things in a public park without a permit. That's illegal. This is harassment. You're probably friends with my ex." Derek, completely deadpan, "Ma'am, I'm his cousin, and you just burned my photo." The livestream chat went wild. Monica tried to run, tripped over her own ceremony supplies, and fell into the fountain. Derek didn't arrest her, just gave her a citation for the unpermitted fire and told her to clean up her mess. The whole thing was still streaming. Someone made it into a meme. When your healing ceremony gets healed by karma, with Monica falling into the fountain. It went viral on Twitter. The next day, I got a text from an unknown number. "This is Monica's mother. We're getting her professional help. She's agreed to enter a 30-day program for emotional regulation and personality disorders. I apologize for everything she's put you through. You were a good man to her and we should have seen the truth sooner." Then, surprisingly, a week later I got an actual letter from Monica. From the treatment facility. It wasn't an apology exactly, more like bargaining. "Daniel, I realize things got out of hand. I'm working on myself now. When I get out, maybe we could talk about starting fresh. I understand if you need time, but what we had was special before outside influences corrupted it. Trevor meant nothing. You're my soulmate." I didn't respond. Final update. Monica got out of treatment 2 weeks ago. From what I hear through the grapevine, she's living with her parents, working part-time at her uncle's accounting firm. Janet fired her after the workplace incident and is banned from all social media as part of her recovery plan. Catherine told me Monica asked about me once. "How's Daniel? Does he ever ask about me?" "No," Catherine said. "He's dating someone new." Which is true. I met Amy at the gym. She's a veterinarian, loves hiking, has never once used the phrase divine feminine energy, and thinks the whole Monica saga is hilarious. "Wait, she burned your photos in public?" Amy laughed so hard she snorted. "And it's on the internet forever?" "Yep. My cousin has it saved for every future family gathering." The funny thing is, I don't even hate Monica anymore. She gave me the gift of showing me exactly what I don't want in a partner. The victim complex, the entitlement, the inability to take responsibility, all red flags I'll never ignore again. Last week, I saw Monica at the grocery store. She was with her mom, wearing normal clothes, not her usual spiritual warrior getup, and looked deflated. We made eye contact. She started walking toward me, but her mom grabbed her arm and steered her away. But not before I heard, "Monica, no, that's part of your agreement, no contact. But Mom, I just want to." "No, you've done enough damage." I finished shopping, and when I was loading my car, I found a note under my windshield wiper. "I'm sorry, M." I threw it away and drove home to Amy, who was making dinner and dancing badly to 80s music in my kitchen. "How was shopping?" she asked. "Got everything on the list. My hero." "Oh, your mom called. She wants to know if we're coming to Easter dinner." "Yeah, we'll be there." Normal, drama-free. Exactly what I wanted. Looking back, that one Facebook comment started an avalanche I couldn't have predicted. But here's the thing. I didn't create Monica's problems. I just made sure the people she was lying to could see the truth. She built her house of cards on toxic man narrative while cheating, lying, and manipulating everyone around her. All I did was open a window and let the wind in. To everyone saying I went too far, she tried to destroy my reputation to cover her own cheating. She called me toxic and painted herself as a victim while she was sleeping with a married man. She tried to get me fired, sued, and socially destroyed. All I did was tag some people in her own post, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And Monica? If you're reading this somehow, Trevor's wife just had their baby. Yeah, she was pregnant when you were doing tantric workshops with her husband. Hope your spiritual journey was worth it. Peace out, Reddit. I'm going hiking with my girlfriend who doesn't think trees have chakras. Edit. To everyone asking, yes, the fountain video is still online. No, I won't link it. But if you search spiritual ceremony fountain karma, it's the first result. You're welcome.